lovelies. Okay, so I wanted to come on and talk about, so recently I decided that I was going to throw my hat into dating again, that I wasn't just going to, use men the way they've used me for sex and then kick them out. I thought, I'll throw my hat in the ring and who knows what'll come about, other than drinking a bottle of bleach. Just saying. So, let me tell you about the date from hell. Yeah. So I'm talking to this guy for like months and months and months, and he seems really sweet, but like every time he wanted to hang out, it seemed to be like late at night on a Friday. Like he didn't like message me during the day and say, hey, do you want to do something tonight? It was always like he would message me at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, dude, it's late to be hanging out. Like, not that I'm like some old lady that goes to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock, because I'm usually in bed at like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, but I don't want to start a date at like 8, 9 at night. No, well, technically it would have been like 10, 11 by the time he got here. So, a couple of weeks ago, we were chatting. It was early in the evening, and I finally said yes to us hanging out. He was supposed to be here at 8:30. 8:30 turned to 9:30, and 9:30 turned to just after 10. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. He was bringing drinks. I was supplying the food. So I was like, you know what? Like, try not to be too bitchy. Because I can be bitchy, in case you didn't know that. I can be really bitchy. So, he gets here, and like everything seems really great. He's really cute. He's got a great nose. Like Sean Desmond, great nose. Amazing. And we're talking, and we're hanging out, and we're having a couple of drinks, and he starts getting a little loud. And I'm like, okay, not a big deal, like, whatever. And then I start noticing, like, a speech pattern happening, and I was like, something's off here. Then, we're sitting on the couch, just, like, hanging out, and I noticed this, like, white film at the corner of his mouth, kind of like rabies, and I was like, oh, you need to, like, clean your mouth. You've kind of got coke mouth. And he was like, oh yeah, like I totally did like a line before I came here because I saw like a friend on the subway and he like gave me some, and I was like, okay, sure, that's how it happened. And then like I started cluing into the reason why he wanted to hang out at late, because maybe he was like someone who liked to party, and I have no judgment. Like, I drink alcohol like it's water, so I have no judgment. If you want to do cocaine or ecstasy or any other kind of drug like that, like, I mean, I'm not judging anyone. We all know I just started doing mushrooms to deal with my depression and PTSD. So I can't, I can't judge you. But the thing about cocaine is that some people tend to drink on cocaine and they can get aggressive with their opinions. And so we're talking, and he brings up Joe Rogan. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but we're talking about Joe Rogan, and then we talked about Ronda Rousey, and I was like, I can't stand either of them. And he was like, why? I was like, because they're both incredibly transphobic. There was a fighter, her name was Phoenix, I forget her last name, but she's trans, and Joe Rogan kept misgendering her, calling her him, and Ronda Rousey was like, I'm not fighting a man. And so I'm sorry, like, I don't like them, and you can like them, that's up to you, but don't try to force that on me. And he's like, yeah, but like First Amendment, he should be able to say anything he wants. And I was like, yeah, but calling a trans woman a man is hate speech. That's not protected under the First Amendment. In the United States. I don't know what our constitutional stuff is in Canada. I don't even know if we have a constitution. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. I should know about that stuff, but I don't. And I'm like, I don't have to like him. I was like, you can totally like him. I don't have to. I don't have to respect him. I was like, I like his stuff up until that moment. I enjoyed him until, and I think for like an hour, he would not give it up. Like, anyone who's been around someone who's been on narcotics understands that thing of like the loop conversation that just never seems to stop and goes on for hours. Well, that's what we were stuck in, and it was just the date from hell, to the point that I was like, I was like, I think maybe you should leave. And And he was like, can I take the rest of my alcohol? And I was like, be my guest. Like, I just want you to leave. I'm sorry. I was like, this isn't working out. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be like this in my own home. Like, have to like justify why I don't like someone. So that was my date from hell. He showed up high on coke, and at the beginning seemed really sweet, and then once we got to the conversation of stuff that he didn't like, or I didn't like, or we both didn't like together, right? It didn't go so well. So yeah. And I've been on another date since then with someone else, and it actually went really well. I think we might be in the friend zone, which is totally fine because he's such a sweet guy. But who knows, I'm okay with having another friend. I'm not so rich that I can't afford to have another friend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my date from hell. I hope we're not in the friend zone, but I kind of have that gut feeling, and like I said, that's okay. It's not a huge thing, I'm getting my feet wet when it comes to dating, so I'm kind of happy to get out there. Like, any guy that dates me is like, it's like that line from Steel Magnolias, where Shirley MacLaine says to Sally Fields, Malin, I used to think that your husband was crazy. I used to think that you were crazy for marrying Red, but now I get it. You're just on some mission from God. And I always say that anyone that dates me is going to have to be on some mission from God, because I just, I have my quirks and I have my little issues. And the thing about it is that I've been alone for so long. I like things the way I like them. And I'm okay with that. And anyone that can't deal with me liking things the way I like them, well, too fucking bad. This is who I am. And while I am absolutely willing to compromise in a relationship, because that's what a relationship is, it's compromise and it's work. There's certain things that's just been such a part of my personality. Even when I dated someone that it's difficult. Like I said, mission from God, and then we'll go from there. But I thought I would share my date from hell with you, because, it was literally my first date in like over a year, maybe even more than that, because I don't think I've actually gone on a real date since I moved here. I think it's all just been like, let's hang out, let's fuck. Right? But this was like supposed to be like a real date, and so it just, yeah. So weird. So weird. I finally put myself out there, and that's my first date. I'm like, I don't want it to deter me, because I'm still open to the idea, but yeah, I thought I would share that with everybody. Listen, it's, yeah, it is what it is. Anyhow, at the end of every single one of my videos, there are 3 things that you can do. Number 1, comment down below, join the conversation. Number 2, share this with your friends, family, and coworkers. And number 3, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will catch each and every single one of you on the flip side. Bye.